Awesome. We're good. We're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 7-Figure Product Series and the 30 Minutes with a Millionaire show here on the YouTube channel, where we literally break down everything that you need to know to start, build, grow, or scale an online Amazon business. We're live on YouTube and we're live on other platforms. So what's going on, everybody? First and foremost, if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time here to either of the episodes, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you subscribe and that you click the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we do these things. That way you can come here live and get all of your questions answered. No one else on YouTube that I'm aware of is doing these things live, where you can literally interact with millionaires or successful Amazon sellers and entrepreneurs and get all of your questions answered. Now, per usual, guys, there's no pre content that we're going to teach on here. It's all about helping you guys get to the next level. So it's all about the questions that you guys have, the roadblocks that you guys have, and helping you guys get unstuck. So I often say that there's no dumb question. In fact, the only dumb question is one that is not asked. So down below, go ahead and drop whatever questions you have, roadblocks you have. That way we can help you work through them, and I can personally answer them and hopefully offer some guidance and some clarity for you. That way you can get to the next level. While you guys are working on those questions really quick, I want to break down something that's huge that's happening in just a couple of days, literally in 3 days, on June 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have not in over, I think, it's been a year, right? When's the last one? 9 months? It's been about 9 months since I've done a live training, an actual live, not pre-recorded training, where I virtually, in a live environment like we are right now, teach step-by-step how to start, build, or scale an online business. So I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be launching the 5-day event. And during the 5 days, I'm going to teach the 5 different principles or the frameworks that you need that is mandatory to be successful with this business, right? So just to go through them really quick, again, this is live. Just because we're not in a hotel or in an event center doesn't mean that it's not live. We're going to be here in my studio. You will be on a Zoom setting, kind of similar to what you see right now. And I'm going to be teaching you live every single day the different frameworks, the different steps, the different strategies and tactics that not only did I use to generate over 8 figures, but what our current clients are using to absolutely crush it, right? So day one is going to be the foundation to a successful business and a successful life. So just like any foundation in real estate, whenever you start something and you start off wrong, usually it ends wrong or there's no longevity, right? If you build a home and the home is magnificent, it's exceptional, it's just beautiful on the exterior or in the interior, but the foundation is not built correctly, there's going to be no longevity to that actual thing. Well, it's just like that in business and in life. So in day one, we're going to spend an entire day where I'm breaking down the different frameworks, strategies, and tactics that I've learned over the last 7 years being in this industry and generating over 8 figures, because there's different things that are going to get in your way of being successful. There's different self-limiting beliefs that you have to literally discontinue in your mind and remove from your mind and your mindset in order to be successful. These are things that took me years and literally thousands and thousands of dollars spent in my business and out of my business in order to learn these different things. So I'm going to be breaking these down. That way you could follow these steps and implement this regardless if you're starting your business or growing your business, right? Day number 2 is huge because it's all about products, right? All about products and product research. How do we find these products that are going to generate $3,000 to $10,000 per month? Now, 3 to 10K net, right? How do we find these products that are going to profit 3 to 10K net? See, you can have the mindset, you can have the fundamentals and the framework, you can have the working capital and the credit, and you can be ready to go. However, if you don't know how to find these products, or you don't know how to identify a winning product or a good product that's going to have longevity, that's going to be sustainable, then you can make a big mistake here. So in all of my experience, literally 7 years being in the business, 4 years, almost 5 years this year being in the consulting industry, where I've helped tens of thousands of people across the globe get educated on this business and start their very own business, I can tell you this. When it comes to failing, these are the 2 biggest, right? These are the 2 biggest areas where people in their business fail. They rather have the wrong mechanics, the wrong mindset, the wrong foundation for starting the business, rather fundamentally or psychologically, or when they start the business and they're amped up, they do number 2 wrong, where they don't know how to find and solidify a winning product. They don't know how to find a good industry to get into. They don't know how to find a good category to get into. They don't know how to do their due diligence to make sure that they're not selling products that you're infringing intellectually on other people's stuff, products that are going to violate Amazon's terms of service. These are the two biggest mistakes when it comes to people starting their business because of these two things right here. Moving along really quick, guys, and then we're going to get into Q&A. Number 3 is going to be product development. Product development. And these are in chronological order for a reason, guys. Product development. Now, during product development, here's another mistake that people make. When they get into the Amazon business, they're just launching the same products, listing the same products that everybody else is listing them. There's a few different strategies and a few different things that we do that is different than everybody else to ensure that these products are going to outperform your competitors. You have to know these things to look for. You need to understand how to structure your listing, how to develop your product. That way you can compete with the best and outrank the rest. So during product development, we're going to be talking about the listing creation, listing optimization, product packaging. We're going to be talking about product differentiation, product optimization. We're going to be talking about bundling and adding value and all that fun stuff, which is where I get the most excited about, because I feel that this is where I've made a lot of my success, is because I genuinely understand 2 and 3, right? 2 and 3 is where my magic sauce comes into play. Number 4 is going to be sourcing. And we can call this sourcing and shipping. Sourcing and shipping. Pretty much all things logistics, all things shipping. How do we find these manufacturers all across the globe, regardless of what the product is, what the niche or category is, or what country it's in? How do we find these? How do we make sure that they're legit businesses and they don't steal our money? How do we make sure that we get the highest quality products made, or we source the highest quality products? How do we get these things to Amazon without us touching any physical inventory, having any physical responsibility? And how do we make sure that everything arrives there safely and in the quality of what we expect it to be? See, there's tons of variables that when I did this on my own back in 2014, I had to learn the hard way. Guys, I'm gonna make things super simple for you. There's only 2 ways that you can learn anything in life. It doesn't matter if you want to learn to sew or if you want to learn to create a 6 or 7 figure business. You can learn through trial and error, through effort, or you can learn through the trial, error, and effort of others. So the only way is to learn yourself or learn from someone. And when you learn from someone, usually you put money up front to learn from them, but it saves you significantly more on the back end. One of my mentors, Russell Brunson, says that amateurs monetize the front end and experts monetize the back end, right? Amateurs monetize the front end and experts monetize the back end. What does that mean? Amateurs will build a business and save money by learning through their trial and error and efforts, because they don't want to pay a coach or pay a mentor. And what ends up happening is they spend more in the long run on the back end through making mistakes. And that's what I did, right? So I want you guys, my number one goal here on the channel and in anything and everything that I do is to help you guys get where you want to go further, faster, and more effective, right? This should not have taken me 7 years to be where I am right now. If I knew what I knew now, I would be where I am now in a fraction of the time. Because success loves speed, and success has a need for speed. Meaning, and here's something that's very interesting, all vehicles, look at it like this in an analogy, because I'm a visual learner and I like visual representations. All vehicles have the same mile per hour on them. If I take my Lamborghini and I hand you the keys, guess what? It has the same capacity to go the same speed, but whoever pushes down further on the gas pedal is going to get to that mile per hour faster. What does that mean? Success has a need for speed, and everybody has the same capability to get there as quick as possible. It's, are you willing to push the gas pedal down, right? So I'm going to be showing you guys how to expedite this system, how to find the supplier, how to find the manufacturer, how to make sure that you're getting the best quality products at the best prices, and then how to have them ship it to Amazon without you touching anything, right? And last but not least, day number 5 is going to be the Skyrocket and Scale method. Skyrocket and Scale method. How do we take a business from 5 figures to 6 figures, from 6 figures to 7 figures, from 7 figures to 8 figures? How do we potentially exit a business? One of my good friends, Alex Hermosi, just sold his company for over $45 million. Tom Bowley, guess what? His business has a subsidiary that sells supplements, Prestige Labs, right? I've helped their team out. Guess what? Have you heard of Quest Nutrition? If you're into nutrition, if you're into supplements, if you're into working out like I am, you've probably heard of Quest Nutrition's Quest Chips, Quest Protein, so on and so forth. Tom Bilyeu sold that company for $1 billion, and one of its primary components for selling its products was Amazon.com. How were they able to do that, right? The Skyrocket and Scale, vertical integration, and the exit strategy. There are too many brands out there and too many people on Amazon who are selling and they're playing checkers, not chess. The biggest mistake you can make is getting started with this business or having a current business and not structuring an exit, right? And one of my mentors told me this, and this is inside of one of our masterminds, right? Roland Frazier, he told me this. He said that you need to start a business with an end in mind. What does that mean? You have to have an exit strategy the day that you start the business. Why? Because how you do anything is how you should do everything. And if you're starting business to make a lot of money, guess what? In exits, done the right way, you can make a lot of money. And in chess, you want to think 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 moves down the road. That way you're never just guessing things out. Fun fact, EBITDA, earning before interest, taxes, appreciations, and valuations on e-commerce business specifically tied to the private label brand and to Amazon Seller Central is around 12x, where other traditional e-commerce models are around 3, like Shopify stores, Facebook Marketplace, so on and so forth. You can get 4x more evaluation when you go to exit this business. What does that mean? If you're doing $1 million, you can sell the business for $12 million. That's a big payday. Think about taking that $12 million and going to put that down at 20% LTV on a real estate deal, right? In order to buy $50 million worth of real estate, how much money do you need? You need around $10 to $12.5 million. You could take a brand that you start with $40,000, $50,000 using other people's money. Like you could take a loan out, you could do a partnership, you could do a line of credit, which by the way, we will show you how to tap into OPM during this live event. You could take that, you could build this business out. You could then sell it in 2 to 3 years, take that money and build a massive real estate portfolio. For those of you that know my story, I started with e-commerce. I started with Amazon. We had me and my partner had a ton of employees, had this huge warehouse. I was selling tens of thousands of units per month. I took all the money that I made from that and I put it into real estate. I had a saying when I used to teach real estate back in the town that I lived, when we used to review all my real estate and go to all my properties, and I taught this, that Amazon will get you rich, real estate will keep you rich, right? So you have to find ways to diversify. And in Skyrocket and Scale, it's not just about unconventional, non-discussed ninja tactics that the top 1% in our industry are using to rank for the hardest keywords and to slaughter the competition while making more profit than imaginable. We're also talking about exiting the company. We're also talking about what to do next. These are the things that are not discussed in the industry that I wish that I was taught, right? So these are the 5 days. Again, during these 5 days, we're going to be covering all of this. Now, on the screen, there's a website, www.1productawaychallenge.com. It's absolutely free. This is what I want you to do right now. Really quick, go and get on the wait list. It's absolutely free. Only if you plan on showing up because you want to learn this business model. You want to work with us, whether it's having us hold your hand and start your business, take your current business to the next level, or have us build and grow your business for you, doing all of the work. If you have absolutely no time, no money, and you're praying for a miracle, this is not for you. Keep consuming the free stuff that I put here on the channel and until you build your credit, until you build some cash flow. But if you've been watching the channel and you're like, I want to start my Amazon business, I want to take my current Amazon business to new heights that I never planned were imaginable, or you know what, I'm an investor and I want to have a reputable company that has expertise in this industry, literally handle everything and scale another diversified money generating, income generating business for me, then you want to show up to this, right? Now, this is how I'm going to ethically bribe you. On 6/6/22 at 6 p.m., VIP ticket sales are going to be 50% off. VIP ticket sales are $297 and general admission is $97. On 6/6/22 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time only, keyword only, if you're on the waiting list, you are going to get access to these tickets at half off. What does that mean? That means you spend 5 days with me in VIP for $147, or 5 days with me in general admission for $47. Now, quickly, in 10 seconds or less, the difference between VIP and general admission. VIP, you are in a Zoom room like this We get to interact. I answer all of your questions. General admission, you're in a chat room where you don't get to interact with me or ask any questions. So you see it's a massive gap in value. If you have the extra $100, it is an absolute no-brainer. My 1-hour consultation fee is $15,000. If you wanted to call my assistant, schedule a 1-hour call with me, it's $15,000. And still, I turn them down left and right. However, you're spending 5 days with me getting your questions answered while I teach you all of these things here for $147. It's an absolute steal. So with that being said, again guys, www.thenumber1productawaychallenge.com. And I'll leave this up so you guys know about this so you guys don't miss this. And let's move on with 30 Minutes with a Millionaire. I never sell anything on this program or the channel, but this is something crazy. And for those of you guys that come to the channel that are here and you guys see the quality of the free content that I do, imagine spending, 10 hours with me live. Your life will never be the same. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and scroll up, and I want to see these questions. Let's start working through these questions, help problem solve these questions, help you guys get clarity, and help you guys get to the next level. And you can fill in some from Instagram, guys, and in TikTok and the other channels as well in between if there's room for these. Leave the link up to the challenge and then just blue highlight the questions so I can read them. I started selling with no reviews. When I got a bad one, my 2 sales per day dropped to none. My account went into negative 200. I changed my plan, manually promoted. Now I'm at 5 reviews. Okay, cool. So, I started selling with no reviews. Okay, cool. So the first issue was selling with no reviews, right? And I'm gonna break this down in chronological order. What should you do? How, and let's just name it this: how to launch a new product. Okay, how to launch a new product. So the first mistake, which I'm sure that you know now, is no reviews. So the first thing that you do is get reviews, right? Now, again, guys, this is saying that you already have done your due diligence. You already understand how the business works. You already went and found a product. You already negotiated with a supplier or a manufacturer. You've already had the product made, or you've already sourced the product and it's in Amazon. We're starting from right then and there. That way you guys know. We want to start getting reviews, right? And actually, you want to start doing this while the stuff is being made and shipped, or while the stuff is being shipped, because you have a couple weeks, couple days, sometimes up to a month to 6 weeks of waiting time. So you want to be exhausting that time, and you want to be doing the most that you can for that time and for your business. So number one is to get reviews. The $1 million question, Josh, how do I get reviews? You can't go to Amazon and say, hey, bro, let me hold like 10 reviews. I'm getting ready to do this launch. It doesn't work like that. Amazon is expecting you to know people who want to buy your stuff, have a reputable company, or have pre-existing customers. They don't care if you have no reviews and you get no sales, right? So how do we get reviews? Because you're not just a new product. You're not just a new seller. You're a new business for a majority of you guys. If you're not a new business, then you have pre-existing clientele and customer base. The easiest way to get reviews if you have pre-existing customer base and clientele is to go promote to them, hey, our products are now on Amazon. We need reviews. Therefore, don't buy stuff from my website. Don't come to my store and buy my stuff. Buy my stuff on my Amazon account, and it's going to be 15% off all month long. That's not incentivizing for a review. Do not make that misconception. That is you doing a legitimate promotion exterior to Amazon to pre-existing customer base or clientele. That is doable. What is not doable is putting a note in your thing or your box that says, leave me a 5-star review, bro, and I'll give you some free money, or I'll give you some free stuff. That's incentivizing. You cannot do that. It's against Amazon's terms of service. And going back to the things that I'm going to be teaching during this 5-day event, we're going to be covering terms of service a lot, because a lot of people who choose to do this on their own without guidance, remember how we talked about you save money in the front end, but you lose money on the back end? One of the biggest mistakes is violating one of the 3,000 pieces of code that's within Amazon's terms of service and getting penalized, like getting your account suspended for life and getting stuck with a bunch of inventory that you can't sell. So there are penalties to not having competence as to what to do. So how do we get these reviews? If you're not a pre-existing company, you don't have pre-existing clientele or customers, you want to start with a friends and family model. right? This is called guerrilla marketing. One of the most effective ways to market anything in human existence is guerrilla marketing. Let me give you an example. If you walk into a room, or remember in school, like when I was growing up in school, we liked gym shoes, right? We liked shoes. And if somebody walked in with a new pair of shoes that nobody's seen before, everybody was like, "Dang, where'd you get them shoes at?" And then what do? Immediately, you're like, "Oh, I got them here." And then what happens? They go immediately and they go get them a pair of shoes, right? So that is guerrilla marketing. So what you can do is you can literally reach out to friends, family members, colleagues, acquaintances, associates, and say, "I have this thing on Amazon, right? I need to get reviews because this is how Amazon works. People don't buy things without reviews. Would you want to buy my thing and leave me an honest review?" Now, I'm not telling you to incentivize for a review, but I may be telling you to incentivize a review. And what you could possibly do, but I don't know, it's up to you, is say, "Hey, sister, hey, brother, hey, neighbor, hey, lady at Starbucks, I just listed these white paper cups on Amazon and I'm trying to grow my business. And like one of the most important things are reviews. Could you use some cups?" "Oh yeah, you use cups? Cool. Buy my cups and leave me a review and then I'll give you the money back off to the side," right? You could possibly do that and you could get reviews. Now, what is the magic? Second number question is, how many reviews do I need? You have to look at your industry. I heard somebody the other day say, "Well, Josh, I found a niche and I thought the niche was good. You know, it's selling X amount of units per day and some people are making a ton of money with little reviews, but there's one guy that's got 3,000 reviews." It does not matter if there's one whale, right? Guess what? When you go fishing, there's tons of fish that you won't be able to catch because they're too deep, they're too far out, they're too aggressive, or they like different lures. However, you go with the intention of what? Catching a fish. All right? So what is your intention of launching a product on Amazon? Making money. So don't worry about the top guy. There's always going to be a top guy. And guess what? You don't have to be the top guy. And I teach not to be the top guy. I actually teach to do the opposite of the top guy. Because guess what? You may think that Amazon selling on Amazon its own products on Amazon is the top guy, yet I've beat them in 3 different categories. I'm not the top guy, right? And I get into that during the 5-day challenge. And in my programs and curriculums, it's called Escaping the Competition. I learned this from Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, right? Elon Musk's partner. So go to friends, go to colleagues, go to acquaintances, talk about your thing, incentivize them, right? A lot of them are going to support you. Here's the thing. A lot of these, they're using my phone. A lot of people, down below in the chat, if you have a mobile device, if you have a cell phone that has a smart cell phone that with a touch screen with apps that you can download, so on and so forth, down below say, "I have one," if you have one. Most people have this device that can make them a millionaire, yet they choose to have this device be one of the biggest liabilities. That device can be an asset or it can be a liability. The people in your phone book, are they contributing to your success or are they taking away from it? Look at success as a game of math. The people who are around you, the people in your phone book, the people that you're constantly texting, the people that you're around, that you're talking to on social media, on your phone, are they adding to your success or are they subtracting? Down below in the comments, how many of you guys have more than 10 people in your contacts? Say me. If you have more than 10 people in your contacts, you should be able to get more than 10 reviews. Well, I don't want to text them. You write one text, you put out a group chat message, you message them all one thing. Or you copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It should take you no longer than 10 minutes. If you have 100 people, 30% of those people should support you. "Hey, I wanted to reach out. I'm starting a new business. I would love your support. I'm selling napkins on Amazon. It's $19.95. I need 5-star, good, solid reviews with photos. I don't have much money because I'm starting out, but the first 10 people that are willing to support me, I can give you your money back." Guess what's going to happen? They're going to buy your thing and say, "Bro, keep your money. I'm your cousin. I'm your kinfolk. I'm your friend. I'm your neighbor. You've helped me out." It's called the law of reciprocity. If you offer value to other people in their life, they will reciprocate by offering value in yours. Right? There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go get 10 reviews, 20 reviews, 30 reviews. I will tell you this. I can't give you a magic number because I don't know your niche category or industry. The more you can get, the merrier. The more you can get, the merrier. Right? And again, I could teach on this for an hour. Like in my programs, we talk about this for hours. And in During the 5 days you spend with me, I break this down and I actually teach you step by step how to do this. But again, one more ninja hack is do not give them the URL to your listing. Tell them what's your product, like show them a picture of what your listing looks like and your product looks like. Have them go and type in the keyword white napkin gift set or white napkin bulk set, whatever your thing is. Scroll through all the pages until they find the one that matches the picture and buy that one, right? Don't send them, because what happens when you copy paste the link, it has a UTM parameter, which is a cookie. Not to get nerdy on you, Amazon knows that you sent them that link, right? And then if you are brand new, nobody knows you, and then you get 40 reviews in one day from the same zip code through that same UTM link, they're not going to stick, right? Moving on, after reviews. After reviews, you should have your PPC. Only and after your reviews are done should you start your PPC. You should never get anxious. Everybody gets anxious, right? Do not get anxious. Do not skip one and go to two and then come back to one. If you start PPC with inadequate review amounts, you are going to spend more money on PPC, more than likely not be profitable on PPC, and number three, not be able to appropriately optimize your PPC. Why? Because you're not getting the appropriate click to conversion ratio, because nobody knows who you are. You have no like and trustability. You have no social proof. Nobody's going to a restaurant with 0 reviews. Yes? Does that make sense down below? Say, I got it. All right. After PPC and after PPC only should you start working on the optimization of the listing. Here's where people make a mistake. This happens all the time. People will start here and then go here and get some reviews, and then the PPC not be working, and then go to optimization. And they will literally go like this. And that's out of order, right? And then they optimize, and then they go back to PPC, and then they go back to reviews, and it's this big messed up list. Like you can already see what's starting to happen, right? Why does that happen? Why do you wait till your PPC campaigns are up and running and you have reviews until you start optimizing? Because if you start optimizing without the PPC, you don't know what works. Now, going back to being patient and not rushing, when you're optimizing listings, and I've learned this, I've spent in ad spend alone close to 8 figures in the last 7 years. I'm talking about Seller Central, Vendor Express. I'm talking about Facebook. I'm talking about Google, TikTok, across multiple different platforms for all of my companies, nearly 8 figures in the last 7 years that I've been doing this. And here's one thing I can tell you, right? So this is a $9 million mistake that I made. Hopefully that you guys learn here today. When you are optimizing and split testing campaigns and you're trying to optimize profitability for ad spend, do not change 8 things. If I'm trying to optimize conversion and I'm changing my title, my price, my picture, my packaging, my description, and my bullet point, how can you identify which one is working? So the best in the world, and I learned this from one of my mentors, Jason Fladlin, who I learned how to optimize presentations, webinars, and sales videos from. He said, as much as us entrepreneurs have ADD and we want to test the headline and test the product pricing and test this and test the button color and test this and the audiences, you have to do one thing at a time, because if you do more than one thing when you're testing anything, you will not be able to determine if that moved the needle or not. It's called a process of elimination. How do we know that this works? Because anything that has mechanical processes has to do with what's called a process of elimination. Have you ever been to the doctor and they started with blood work and then they started with something else and then they did something else? Or did they start with a cataracts and a CAT scan and blood work and had you go on this and all this other stuff? No, they started one at a time. They looked at the reports and they moved on. That's a mechanical process of elimination. Let me give you another example. If you take your car to a mechanic, they're not going to remove your battery, replace your alternator and your starter. If your car's not starting and you call up a mechanic shop and say, my car's not starting, you know what they're going to do? See if your battery's dead. Battery's not dead, cool, have it towed here. When it's towed here, they will check your battery again. Then after your battery, they will check your alternator. Then after your alternator, they will check your starter, then your solenoid, and your ignition, and all these different things to identify which one it is, because it can be one of those things. If you just go and change all of them, you're going to spend money and you're not going to know what the key root was. So it's a process of elimination. All right? Fun fact, and this is going to be something that a lot of you guys don't want to hear. All products on Amazon sell, and all businesses on Amazon have problems. That's everybody's struggle right there in 2 sentences. All products on Amazon sell, and all businesses on Amazon have problems. It does not matter what business that you're in and what it is that you're trying to do for a living. It is going to be difficult. It's going to be scary. Things are going to be broke. Things are going to break. If you're not willing to accept that, join the 99% and do what you're told the rest of your life and make what they will give you. But if you want to do things on your own and make your own income and determine what you are worth in terms of income, you have to be willing to do what others will not, right? And the reason why I'm being brutally honest and a little bit harsh right there is because I see this from working with tens of thousands of people. If I go back here, remember, this is the 2 reasons why people give up right here. Foundation issues, mental issues, psychological issues, self-limiting belief issues, doubt issues, trust issues, or the product, right? So think about these things, and if you understand these things are going to happen and you know how to solve them and you know how to work around them, you're going to be significantly more successful in your business. Get reviews, PPC, optimize your listing, how to launch a product. Then, after all of these are done, right, and then you're bringing in the dough. I mean, after you're getting consistent sales, then you initiate the SS model, which is the Skyrocket and Scale. And I don't have time to teach that. If you want to learn my Skyrocket and Scale proprietary method, I teach this on day 5. Again, guys, if you join the free waitlist by going to www.thenumber1productawaychallenge.com, you guys will get access to this 5-day challenge, VIP at 50% off on 6/6/22 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Day 5, I spent an entire day teaching this, like several hours if you're in VIP, teaching how to skyrocket and scale. And we talk about non-conventional ninja strategies to take your business to the next level. Cool. Would it be best to change back to pro and start PPC, or try getting to 8 reviews? I really don't understand the question. So to start your Amazon account, you start with an individual, which is free. Once you find the products, have the products made, and they're on the way, you want to ship to a professional account. You want to ship to a professional account. That way you have access to all the marketing, all of the back end, the inventory systems. And that way, when the product gets checked in, you don't start getting charged per product when you sell, right? Because it's like 99 cents per product that you sell, right? And if you sell 10 units a day, well, you're going to pay $300 a month to Amazon versus $39.99 flat rate. Doesn't matter how many products you sell, right? So the only reason I would stay individual is while you're doing product research. Once you find the product's on the way, it's getting checked in, switch to professional. Someone said your network is your net worth. Absolutely. You won't see lions congregating with beavers. If I'm selling a product but want to slightly change it for better quality, should I still sell it under the same listing to keep the ranking, or should I create a new listing? Oh yeah, Abe, absolutely good question. So the question is, if you're selling a product and you want to increase the quality of the product, should you still sell it under that listing, or should you create a new listing, possibly a new brand? What do you do next, right? This is a really good question. The reason why I talk about in the first stage is what I call the micro launch, right? In the AMZ formula, that's my proprietary secret, is launching the product quicker than the competition. That way you can make the changes, make the adjustments, and start making money fast while limiting your exposure to risk or loss of money. So the secret sauce in that is identifying the product, the niche, the category that has high demand, low competition, that's generating $3,000 to $10,000 profit per month, and then finding the supplier, getting the product, shipping it to Amazon, getting direct customer feedback. Now, when you're starting to get direct customer feedback and you're like, okay, I know I can improve this, this, and this, It's still the same niche. It's still the same category. It's still the same industry. It's still the same brand. It's still the same ASIN. It's still possibly the same price. The only thing that's different are the three things that you identify that you want to change. So what do? You simply change it and send it back to Amazon. That's it. Too many people overcomplicate this and they fall victim to analysis paralysis. What is analysis paralysis? You constantly finding things that are wrong with your product and never launching it. I can't tell you how many people have asked me for advice on a product. I told them, launch the product. None of that matters. Get the consumer feedback, then make your adjustments every time you send shipments in. And months go by and they're still back and forth with packaging. And they're still back and forth with fonts on the packaging. And they're still back and forth with the formula. Like true, honest, and I can only tell you what I know from experience. All of this is not only logic, it's not theory. This is things that I've learned through my own experience, actually generating millions of dollars with my own sales on Amazon. My first product was butt ugly. The packaging was horrible. Things were wrong. Stuff was breaking. I was getting reviews. But guess what? I was getting direct consumer feedback. The biggest mistake you can make is developing a product for you and not for your customers. How can you develop a product for your customers that meets your customers' needs if you're not listening to their direct consumer feedback and you're fueling your ego for what you want it to look like or how you want it to smell or what you want it to feel like or what you want the image of the brand to be? That's not how you do it. Once you find the product, the niche, the category, the industry, you have the brand, you have the price point, you have the product, you have the supplier, send it to Amazon as fast as possible. Your box color, box design, logo, font, quality of the fabric, zipper size, none of these things are going to stop or slow down your sales. Right? What will stop or slow down your sales is not knowing how to find a product and launching the wrong product. So once you understand step one and step two, let me go back over here. Again, that I'm going to be teaching during the 5-day challenge. Once you understand the foundation, then you understand how to find the products. Once you launch the product, you're constantly improving the product. In the AMZ formula, I call it constantly breaking. Always be breaking. Always be improving. One of the biggest mistakes I made in my business is once it was already sustainably generating X amount of revenue per day, per week, per month, per year, I just left it and went to the next one and I kept doing that. Does that work? Yes. Is that effective? No. What is effective? You should be doing weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, annually. You should be doing reports on your product and getting direct customer feedback as to how can you improve that product? How can you differentiate that product? How can you change that product? And most importantly, how can you stay 2-3 steps ahead of your competition? Because there always is going to be competitors and new competition that are coming into your category. And again, guys, really quick, if this is your first time on the channel or you're returning back to the channel and you're not subscribed, for those of you who are on my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button next to it, click the notification bell. For those of you guys that are off platform, wherever we are across the world right now, make sure that you head over to YouTube, Joshua Chris, my name, subscribe, click the notification bell. And for everybody who can hear the sound of my voice, again, June 6th, 6 p.m., that's June 6th, 6/6/22 at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys are going to be able to get 50% off VIP tickets. VIP tickets are only going to be $147. You're going to spend 5 days live with me, literally, if you're VIP, and I'm going to be breaking the 5 steps down. What is the foundation and the framework for having a 7-figure business? How to find products that are going to generate $3,000 to $10,000 profit per month, regardless if you want to do this business yourself, if you want to learn how to do this business, or you literally want to be an investor and have someone build, run, and manage the business for you. I'm going to show you both sides of the playing field, the investor and the entrepreneur. I'm also going to show you how to develop the products to outlast the rest and literally compete with the best, right? I'm going to show you how to source and ship and handle the logistics from these companies, from these different manufacturers and suppliers that are all around the world to ensure that you get the best quality product at the best prices. They arrive how they need to arrive in a timely fashion, and that way you never run out of inventory. That way you keep this cash cow printing money. And last but not least, I'm going to show you how to skyrocket and scale. This is something that's took me over literally 2/3 of a decade to learn is how to skyrocket and scale. And I was only skyrocketing and scaling single dimensionally. What does that mean? I was not vertically integrating my skyrocket and scale strategy. I knew how to sell more stuff, sell more units, increase profit margins, optimize profitability. What I didn't know how to do is structure an exit. I'm talking 5, 6 businesses in, multiple 8 figures in generated revenue, and I just now, 2/3 of a decade later, understand vertical integration and how to properly exit a company, right? I've spent tens of thousands of dollars, actually, zero exaggeration, multiple 6 figures learning from people who have exited companies who are much more smarter, intelligent, successful than I am to learn these strategies. I have friends that had multiple 8-figure exits. I've learned this stuff from them. So I'm literally, everything that's up here, everything that I've learned, everything that I've executed, implemented inside of my business and currently inside of my business, I'm going to be revealing to you guys during the 5-day event. So again, www.1productawaychallenge.com. It's a free waiting list. Go get on the waiting list. If you're not on the waiting list and you see an ad or you see an email or you see a text or you see something and you sign up, you're going to pay double. If you like money and you want to save money, go join the waiting list. Take advantage. This is my gift to you for being here with me and save 50% off on your tickets. Come spend 5 days with me. Build your online Amazon business. Have one built for you or blow your current one up in 5 days. Guaranteed. Zero BS, no fluff. No motivational, boring stories, just straight strategies and tactics where I'm teaching like I am right now every single day. What else we got, E?
This guy named John on Instagram said, what's a good beginning budget?
So a good beginning budget doesn't matter. A good beginning budget for inventory. And here's what you guys have to understand. When it comes to Amazon, let me just break this down really quick so you guys can see this. When it comes to Amazon, what do you need money for, right? These, like, number one is optional, right? It's highly preferred, but it's optional. Is going to be a guide, right? What is a guide? A guide is a mentor. A guide is a coach. A guide is, it could be a book. A guide is something where you basically are following instructions, right? Have you ever tried to assemble something without instructions? It usually doesn't go very well. This one's optional, but I wish I could go back and do this over, and I would be where I am now significantly faster, right? So number one is a guide. You have to budget for that if you have a budget for that. The biggest mistake I see a lot of people do is they literally don't budget for this, and they act like that doesn't exist, and then they start right here, right? Number two is going to be inventory. Number three, an Amazon account. Number four, advertising. And number five, let's just call this legal stuff, right? So inventory, we recommend a minimum, we recommend a minimum of 3,000 USD. Now, the more liquidity, the more capital that you have available to invest, the better. Why? Because then you're not limited to what type of product or how much product or what category that you can actually offer. Now, again, during the 5-day challenge, I'm going to be talking about OPM. What is OPM? Other people's money. Some of the most successful real estate investors in the world invest in real estate with none of their own money. You do not have to be the brain, the bronze, the bank, the marketer. You don't have to be everything, right? And I can't remember who I heard say this, but somebody said 50% of a big thing is a whole lot more than 100% of a small thing. I was the Napoleon syndrome idiot that was like, I have to own everything and I have to do everything. And yes, I did my own SEO. I did my own marketing. I did my own web development. I did my own photography. I did my own sourcing and my product research and my negotiations and everything else. And guess what? It took me 7 years to hit 8 figures. When now I know how to hit 9 figures in a fraction of that. And guess what the difference is? It's me doing nothing. See how I removed I? Now, inventory, 3K minimum. Again, if you don't have access to a ton of cash, you need to learn a high-income skill set. This is a high-income skill set. There's multiple different partners. There's liquid injection partners, and then there's operational partners. So you have investors, you have operational partners. When you look at real estate, big real estate deals, I'm going to use Grant Cardone, for instance. Grant Cardone owns 9,000 properties, right? 9,000 apartments. He's an operational partner. He did not pay for 9,000 apartments. He went and raised money from a whole lot of people that own percentages in those apartments. It's called a syndication. He's an operational partner. They're a capital partner. So you could go get a money partner. This could be a friend, family member, neighbor, colleague. Does not matter. You can go get a personal line of credit. You can go get a business line of credit. You can use credit cards. There's tons of different ways to come up with the money. The biggest mistake I made was allowing my checkbook to determine how big my bank account could be. And I'll say that again so that way you guys grasp this. I don't want you guys to overlook this. The biggest mistake that I made is allowing my checkbook to determine how big my bank account could be. Perfect example. Over the last several years, I've accumulated 56 apartments. I have friends who have hundreds of apartments. Okay? Why did I only accumulate 56 apartments? Because I was only buying apartments that I could afford cash. Why? I was taught and I was raised, if you can't pay cash for it, you can't afford it. That's ignorance. That's lack of financial literacy. Millionaires, multimillionaires, decamillionaires, like some of my friends, and even billionaires, like people whom I had the privilege to speak with, utilize one thing, and that's OPM, other people's money. All right? So do not let your current situation limit your future destination. Understand how to use OPM. That's inventory. Next is an Amazon account. This is $40. $40, free to start out. Advertising. $500 minimum. Again, sky is the limit with this. Now, you have to be a little tricky with advertising, and I don't have time to go into great depth with this, but how do you determine your advertising budget? If you're trying to launch a supplement for weight loss, and you're trying to compete with some of the most successful competitive niches in the world, you're going to need a hell of a lot more than $500. If you're trying to sell a, what's something that like people don't use? If you're trying to sell like a sock drawer organizer kit, right, for kids, you could probably start with $500, right? So depending on the category, the niche, the demand, the level of competitiveness, so on and so forth, the more you have access to, the better. However, we're seeing around 3 to 5K USD and around 500 minimum for starting budget is cool. Because keep in mind, guys, the advertising budget is just to help get eyes and to help get reviews. All the money is made off of organic purchases, which is where people go to Amazon, they type in your product, and they buy your product, which costs you nothing. Last but not least is legal. This is your, LLC or whatever entity is best for you. Bank account, etc. Right? Some people like accounting softwares like QuickBooks. This is kind of a personal preference. You can do legal for, I would say, 500 or less. 500 or less. Nope, wrong. There we go. 500 or less, right? So how much is this? 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,100. So I would say 5 to 7,500 USD is a good target, right? How much do I need to start an online Amazon business? 5 to 7,500K is good for 2 to 5, right? Your guide, again, I kid you not. And those of you guys watching right now who can hear the sound of my voice, you're like, dang, man, he just called me out. You guys skip number 1 and you go straight into 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to learn how to trade Forex. You skip the guy who's made $150 million or $20 million trading Forex, who's selling you something cheap to try to learn how to trade Forex your own off of his free information to try to make a fraction of the money that he was making, and then you lose, and then you give up, and you actually lost significantly more making the mistakes than what the guy charged you. This is not me persuading you to buy my stuff because it won't change the quality of my life. I'll still be rich if I stop teaching today. I'm just telling you the truth because some of you guys need to hear it, because me, I didn't believe it. I was the guy that would figure everything out on my own, and now when I look back on my own early prideful self, if I would have just invested that money in somebody teaching me the stuff versus me trying to do all the stuff, I would be significantly healthier and wealthier, right? Why significantly healthier? Because one of the biggest things that eats you up in terms of health is your internal health, right? You can be super ripped and in good shape and actually have bad health. Why? There's things called blood pressure. There's stuff called stress, right? Where does this high blood pressure come from? If you're losing money because you're racking your head against the wall trying to figure something out that you don't know how to do, it's going to increase your blood pressure. That happened to me. If you're racking your head across the wall because you're staying up all hours of the night trying to scour the internet for free information to show you step by step how to do something when it really doesn't exist, and you're piecing together all this crap and you're making mistakes along the way, it's very stressful. That happened to me. Again, I can only teach you what I know from experience. That's why I tell you there's two ways to learn in society, regardless of anything that you want to learn. You can learn through time, effort, energy, and the expenses of someone else, or you can learn through the time, effort, energy, and the expenses of your own, right? You want to learn how to be a mechanic? You can get underneath the hood of a car with the tools, bang stuff around until you figure it out, break stuff, mess stuff up until you get it, or you can simply go to Ivy Tech, take a class, and they tell you step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. It absolutely blows my mind, and I will preach this until the day I die, how people are okay with paying for education to be average, but not okay with paying for education to be above average. It does not make any, I can't curse on it. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You will go spend $150,000 in debt that you cannot climb out of to learn how to make $60,000 a year from the person that's never done the thing because you know it works and that's the only way to learn the thing. But you won't go pay $30,000 to someone who's made $10 million who's telling you step by step exactly what to do. Or you won't go spend $30 from somebody who's made $25 million telling you exactly what to do. But you go to Ivy Tech, but you go to a community college, but you go to a traditional college. Do you know how many people reach out to me who've went to college for business? I didn't even know this is a thing. Went to college for business to learn how to run a business from someone who doesn't run a business, to then go out and launch a business and the business fail and then to be in debt. How does that make sense? LeBron James just became a billionaire, owns liquor, has royalties from TV shows, from movies. The list goes on. Jay-Z, Oprah Winfrey, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. The list goes on and on and on and on of billionaires who become billionaire business owners without business education. Why? Because they had fundamental, non-traditional education. The only way to get non-traditional results is through non-traditional education. You cannot go through traditional education and get extraordinary non-traditional results. Just like you can't go to a basketball camp that's free at the YMCA and become a professional basketball player. Like, if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best. You can't YouTube how to become a doctor. You have to go to school to learn how to become a doctor from someone who knows exactly how to become a doctor. So, and again, I'm just saying this because it's brutally honest. People skip step 1 and they go straight into the business, and then it doesn't work out, and then they blame everybody but themselves. They blame everybody but themselves. Somebody said, what's the benefit of the LLC? I actually have a video on YouTube called Do You Need an LLC? Or something like that. I would check that out after this video. But LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And just long story short, again, full disclosure, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. All you guys are in different countries, different states. Therefore, this stuff may not be applicable to you. But in my personal opinion, it is good to have any business or anything that can actually have you exposed in regards of any type of risk outside of your physical name. If you don't have an entity, then you are the sole person responsible for everything, right? The reason why you have insurance is because if you hit somebody, you're not responsible for out of your pocket. Your insurance company pays them, right? The reason why you have an LLC is to shield yourself. It's a limited liability company. Number 1, it's going to help you with taxes. Number 2, it's going to shield you in terms of liability. Again, those are my opinions. When you click on an item and there's one person with high sales, does that mean it's most likely trademarked? No. So the easiest way, it doesn't mean that. There's multiple things that it could be. I guess let me address this in 2 different questions. How do you determine if something is trademarked, and what does that mean to you? So the only thing you should worry about if another brand or another seller is trademarked is if you were trying to take that name. If you got into an industry and you really wanted your brand to be Josh's brand, and you've seen another Josh's brand, and you really had to have Josh's brand because you're going to make this your lifelong mission to grow Josh's brand, you could hire a trademark attorney, or you could go into the USPTO and you can go and see if that brand is trademarked. If it's not trademarked, you can go trademark it. And if you're approved for the trademark, now you can kick them out of the way, send them a cease and desist, and you are now Josh's brand. You cannot trademark products. You can only trademark intellectual property tied to a name, branding, a logo, or a slogan, right? So it doesn't matter if you find a product that has a ton of sales and it's trademarked. That just means their logo, their brand, their slogan is trademarked. They may have a lot of sales because if they've been in the industry the longest, they have notoriety outside of Amazon, they have pre-existing exterior customer base or clientele, or they're ranked very high or spending a lot of money on Amazon. There's tons of variables as to why they would be generating more money than everybody else, but those are just a few to name. I think we'll just take a couple more. Any more? Do you advise someone to start FBA with 3K USD, or is it too small to start with? Kratos, it's not too small to start with. I definitely highly suggest, like if you're getting ready to start, you're serious about starting, you join, come spend 5 days with me live, because one of the things I'm going to teach is called the formula, the freedom formula metric. And I don't have time to teach that now, but the freedom formula metric basically shows you how to determine what your risk is for business, how to determine your like legitimate, believable, realistic, desired outcome, how to identify how much money you have access to and how much can you invest. And then most importantly, how to find products that meet all of that criteria. Remember, going back to, let me scroll back over here. Going back to the first slide where I break down what I'm teaching in my 5-day event, number 2 is going to be products, right? Remember, I said these are the two in the red. These are the 2 reasons why people give up most likely. Number 1, they have a foundation issue. Foundationally, they don't have a secure foundation, rather mentally, physically, or psychologically. Number 2 is going to be products. They don't know how to find the right product, or they don't know how to choose the right product. Finding the right product and choosing the right product are 2 different problems. Some people find the right products all the time, but they can't choose them. They don't have the confidence to choose a product. Where does confidence come from? Confidence is a prerequisite of competence. So first you become competent in something, and then it breeds the confidence, right? How am I able to speak so confidently? Because I have the competence. This stuff made me a millionaire. I've made a lot of money doing this crap. I didn't just wake up one day like, how can I make money teaching some random thing? Like, this thing changed my life. I made a stupid amount of money, and I'm able to retire any day I want because of this stuff. So that competence in my industry breeded the confidence for me to come up here and speak better than anybody else in the industry. No one in the Amazon industry, and I will say this confidently, can touch me when it comes to presenting Amazon content. Why? Because I know my stuff, and I've made a crap load of money doing this, and I believe in it, right? So you have to be competent in the thing that it is that you're doing, and then be confident. That's the difference between choosing a product and finding a product. So if you don't know how to find a product, it's because you don't understand the freedom formula. Going back to your thing, I only have 3K. Should I start? You should definitely start, because guess what happens if you don't start? That 3,000 goes down every single day, because right now we're in inflation, right? And the dollar is diminishing every single day, and then you're going to impulse buy random stuff that's not going to contribute to a better life for you and your family, and the money's gone. That's what happens when you hold on to money, because money is useless unless you use it. Money is a tool. It does not matter if you're religious or not. If you look back in the Hebrew times, money was a tool, a token. A tool, a token. It was not a paper format. They were tokens. Tokens were given to people in exchange for things of value. It was a tool that was used to receive things of value. Is it safe to say that you getting to the next level, becoming financially free, location independent, and helping your family live a better life is something of value? Yes or yes? Therefore, you use a token to exchange for something of value. That's why the thing where everybody makes a mistake. And it's so funny because I can tie this so many different ways. It will really blow some of you guys' mind. You guys just got to spend 5 days with me. If you skip number 1 and you go through these, you're almost guaranteed to fail. Because nothing in life of value has came without exchange of something. Right? And I can't even go into this because this is so freaking deep. Anything of value in your life, there was an exchange of something that was mandatory in order for that thing to become possible. Why? Because it's a law. In order to have something of value, there has to be something that's non-desirable or less than the value given in order to have the thing that is desirable. Your child is desirable. Your child is something that's priceless. A child is one of the greatest gifts. The unpriced, like if I was like, yo, how much would you sell me your kid for? You're like, well, are you kidding me? It's my kid. I love my kid more than anything. It's priceless to me. Okay, there was a seed that was given in exchange in order to create that child. The female had to birth that child and go through crazy amount of pain in order to have that child. What does that mean? Something was given in exchange for that child to be birthed. You have a car. How do you get from place A to B? You have a car. Was the car free? No. Do you live somewhere? Was the house free? No. Do you have a garment on? Do you have clothing on? Yes. Was that free? No. There was a token or something of lesser value, which is that tool or currency given in exchange for the desired outcome. You valued your clothes, your house, your car more than you valued the money. So why start a business where you value becoming financially free, location independent, wealthy, getting to the next level, traveling around the world, firing your boss, taking your family across the world, living in a nicer house, driving a newer car? If you truly value that, why would you throw that away to value money that is virtually worthless? Currency is not worth the actual material that it's printed on. $1 is not worth the paper that it's on. A quarter is not worth the material that it's printed on. Fun fact, back in the day, tokens were actually gold and silver. And other than tokens or money, people would actually trade things like frankincense in the Bible, myrrh, furs, cattle, right? Tools, weapons, actual people, right? Why? Because anything of value, there must be an exchange of something of lesser value or value in order to have the thing of value. So think about it. So should you start with 3K? Absolutely. The most important thing is once you have the money to start, how do you follow these steps? How do you find the product? How do you find the right product? And then when you find the right product, how do you choose the right product? That's two things. How do you find the product? How do you choose the product? Finding the product and choosing the product is two different things. So many people fall victim to analysis paralysis. They can never find the product because they don't know what they're looking for. Or when they find the product, they can't pull the trigger because they lack the confidence, because they lack the competence. If you knew exactly what you were looking for, if you knew the exact product that you were looking for, the exact budget you had, and the minute you found it, you knew it was it, you wouldn't hesitate to pull the trigger, right? Think about a GPS. When you're driving somewhere that you've never been, you use a GPS because it tells you turn by turn exactly where to go. Do you ever question the GPS? Do you ever get ready to get off the exit way and you're like, oh man, I don't know if it's 34B. I don't know if I should do 34B. What if it's not the exit way? What if I miss my thing? No, because the GPS is telling you you'll be there in 5 minutes. Take exit 34B. You know exactly where you're going, where you want to be, and you know exactly what you need to do in order to be there. Is this the main camera? All right, cool. So with that being said, hopefully that helps a lot of you guys. Is inflation good or bad for your Amazon business? Here's the thing. You have to look at the economy as a general. Businesses are affected by economies only if they're affected by recessionary discrepancies in the economic, in the economy, right? So think about it like this. Before coronavirus, was people shopping on Amazon? Down below, if you were shopping on Amazon before coronavirus, type yes. After coronavirus, if you were still shopping on Amazon, type yes. Right? Chances are there should be two yeses in there. Amazon is a business model that is not affected by recessions. What happens when inflation? Prices go up. People pay the price differences. What happens when there's supply chain issues? People still need their stuff. Prices go up, people still pay them. So in my personal opinion, I love this question. And again, I can only speak from things that I have experience on, guys. Like, I'm an active investor. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm not just the Amazon guy. I own 7 figures in real estate. I had a 7-figure logistics company. Okay? I have multiple other companies, consulting companies, education companies, software companies. I have 6-figure portfolio of stocks, 6-figure portfolios of cryptocurrency. I am across the board as an active investor. And I'm telling you right now, my stock portfolio is down 40%. My crypto portfolio is down 50%, 52-week high, right? I'm selling all of my trucks. My properties, like right now, are the best of everything except for the e-commerce business. Why? Because they're all affected directly by economic catastrophes, right? One of them being inflation, the other being a pandemic, right? You got to think about it. Like, the easiest way for you guys to have clarity on this business model, because people say, should I start an Amazon business? Is Amazon dead? Like, what can affect my Amazon business? What's the worst case scenario of my Amazon business? Well, let's make things easy. Let's remove Amazon business and let's just talk about supply and demand. Instead of asking, is Amazon still going to exist? Will my Amazon business still exist? Is selling on Amazon still dead? Let's just change the context. Are people still going to want stuff delivered to their home that they need? Yes or no? If you can shop online for something, pay the same price and not have to go to the store, are you going to continue to do that? Right? Is shopping online on Amazon significantly easier than shopping in a physical store? Are you actually saving money by shopping on Amazon? Yes. Well, why? It's the same price as the thing. Okay, well, let's talk about your gas to get to the store. Let's talk about your time, which is your most valuable asset, to go to the store, pick the stuff off the shelf, stand in line to check out, get to your cart, put the stuff in your car, and then drive back home, right? How much time are you spending? How much gas are you spending? Let's talk about a comfort price. A lot of people undervalue their comfort and undervalue their time in the beginning stages until you start to accumulate wealth. Let me tell you something, and this is something that, you know, all of you guys who are here, who are hungry, who are serious and not curious about getting to the next level, one day I believe all of you guys will be successful. When you guys are successful, you are going to cherish your comfort a little bit more than you cherish money. You guys are going to cherish your freedom and mobility a little bit more than you're going to cherish your time or your money, right? What do I mean by that? I would much rather pay somebody to go shop for me and bring my stuff to my house than me go to the stuff. The greatest thing that I have in my life right now is the person that does my personal grocery shopping and deliver the stuff to my home. I cannot tell you the joy that it brings to my heart that I never have to go to a grocery store another day in my life, right? Those things aren't going away. So if the process of testing products before they are launched, where do you find the person to test your products, or does the manufacturer ship the products to you and you test yourself? So it's the same process. During the testing process, we just order less. The manufacturer ships the product directly to Amazon. We get direct consumer feedback. We don't touch anything. So I get an LLC. What would I change my Amazon account? No, you don't have to change your Amazon account. If you have an entity, you just, on the back end of your Amazon account, you go from using a social or an EIN or an I-10 to that, what is it called? EIN, excuse me. You use that EIN from the company or from the entity over your I-10 or your social if you're a DBA or you're sole prop. If people join one of your programs, do you also break down your other investments if you're interested to expand your investments as well? Yeah, so inside of my programs, like, I don't teach anything else. I used to teach real estate a little bit. I'm still actively involved in real estate. Real estate's my next biggest thing as an investor. I'll never teach anything other than Amazon because this is my core competency. This is what I'm the best at, and this is what genuinely made me wealthy. So I'll only teach Amazon. But if you're in my inner circle, I do share with you what I'm doing in terms of life insurance and like my insurance policies and my tax saving strategies that I'm using that my accountants are telling me. I also share with you like what I'm doing with real estate and break down real estate deals and give you guys advice on that type of stuff inside of my inner circle. Max and TAF, or the AMZ Formula Max, is just going to be all Amazon. So like if you really want to be intimate, and again, if you're interested in anything working with me, because we don't really sell stuff here on the channel, and I don't have my stuff out there. Like I don't have a bunch of websites where you can just go buy my stuff, because I used to only sell a program. And then the thing is, I realized that the program wasn't for everybody, right? People learn different ways and people have different needs. People have different skill sets. People have different skill levels. People have different businesses. People have different needs. So like, I don't like selling one thing to someone and saying, figure it out and I hope it works. So like, if you want to come into our world, if you want me to mentor you, coach you, help you, or build your business for you as an investor, the best thing to do is to schedule a phone call, because my team can find out what are your needs, where are you now, what are your desires, what are your business goals, and number one, see if we're a fit, because we're not going to sell you a dream and hope we can help you. If we can't help you, we're not a fit. That's okay. We can give you whatever help we can, guidance we can for maybe someone who can. However, if we feel that we're a genuine fit to help you get where you want to go faster and help you go further, then we can kind of figure out which program is best for you, right? In the 5-day event, the One Product Away Challenge, I'm going to be breaking down this entire business model. It doesn't matter if you want to do this on your own, if you want to do this with us and my entire team backing you up, holding your hand, holding you accountable step by step, and you want my mentorship, or you're like, dude, I believe in this stuff. I don't have time to learn this stuff. I don't want the anxiety of learning this stuff. I don't want to make any mistakes. I have the capital. I understand that I'm not making any money in the bank. I understand that inflation's crazy right now. I understand the stock market's bleeding, crypto's bleeding right now. And even if I was to invest in real estate, I'd only get 5 to 8%. I understand that with Amazon, you're getting 30 to 50% margins, and this business is generating income 24/7, 365, not just one day out the month like your rental properties. I want you to do everything for me. Then I'll explain all of that, and that's all an option or an opportunity. So to be completely honest, if you're serious about joining any of the programs or joining any of my higher tier programs, the 5-day challenge, if you join the wait list right now, you get a 50% off ticket, 6/6 at 6 p.m., right? June 6th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get a VIP ticket for $147. Spend 5 days live with me. I'll break everything down, answer all your questions. And then if you're interested in working with us, where we help you, or us doing everything for you, we can discuss that. And last question, I'm currently in the AMZ formula and can confirm it's worth it. It's been a great process. Dominique, I really appreciate that. It means the world to me, man. Thank you so much. We really put, no one's perfect. I started in business not as a course creator or a consultant or a speaker, just an internet like marketer, hungry person who wanted to change his family's life, who found the way, become obsessed with it, and then this kind of desire in the marketplace, this void in the marketplace for someone transparent who are for the people, who are, a real character, real touchable, genuine character was needed. So that's how this whole thing came. So, when it comes to operations and stuff, we're not the best. No one's perfect, and that's full transparency, but we do our best, and we constantly are working on over-delivering for our customers and our clients and offering the best service and just really the best quality education, the most in-depth, robust education in the marketplace for Amazon business creation or scaling. So with that being said, again, guys, really quick, one round of recaps. If you're new to the channel or you're on another platform and you've never been to my YouTube channel, head over to Joshua Crisp on YouTube. If you're already there, guys, smash that subscribe button, click the notification bell, like this video. When you're watching other videos, guys, like the videos, drop a comment down below. Your guys' engagement, your guys' support, like it takes you guys no cognitive load whatsoever, yet it helps the channel so much. I see all the comments, I see all the likes and who's liking the stuff and who's supporting the channel. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That truly helps us significantly, more than you guys could ever imagine, by just hitting a quick little button. So please subscribe, click the notification bell, smash the like button, share the videos with other people, drop comments, and watch other videos here on the channel. There's over 300 plus free videos here on the channel where it's no fluff, straight to the point, tips, strategies, tactics, and lessons that I've learned over the last 7 years, generating multiple 8 figures. And lastly, June 6th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to www.1, that's the number 1, productawaychallenge.com, www.1productawaychallenge.com right now. Get on the free waiting list. You're going to get an email and a text. You have a 1-hour time frame on the 6th at 6 p.m. EST to get your ticket at 50% off. And I'll see you guys 5 days live, me and you, here in my studio with, in the words of Alex Becker, the good old whiteboard of truth and justice. We'll help you guys get to the next level, help you guys scale your business. And remember, you're only one product away. See you guys. God bless.